go to the channel and we go all the way to the top. So I opened the channel about September 27th. And since then, a lot of people have asked some questions. And I thought, it's really interesting that people want to know about me. Yeah, I really appreciate it because otherwise I wouldn't be able to do this stream. So I haven't had a chance to read through them and think about them. So they are gonna be blind. I'll answer in the best of my heart. You know what, we can start with that question in the chat because that's gonna scroll up at some point and disappear, and then I might forget about it. So Alejandro's asking that if you had not been a VTuber, what would you have been? I mean, I'm more things than a VTuber, right? I don't live for making these videos. I don't really make money from it. I'm not in it for the money. I help people in other ways when I don't make videos. I have a job, and that kind of supports me in my daily life and supports these videos. So it's basically when I come home from work, after 8-9 hours, I log on and I look at my scripts. Either I script that I get help with, or wrote something myself, especially for the meditation videos. Practice and practice. And then I spent, the entire day making a video. It's not really just about what I want to do as a VTuber only. I have to balance it with my personal life. One day I'll make money. Maybe. I think if I were to make money, it would only be to just live. If I could do more of this. I don't really have great dreams about living as a VTuber. There's a lot of VTubers these days, and they do a lot of entertainment, and I think it's great. I support them wholly, and I respect them, but, maybe someday, but it's not my goal. My goal is just to spend my free time to bring comfort for whoever wants to watch my videos. Old Man Ace from Discord is asking, what was your favorite project so far to create? And would you like to expand it to a series? So I think there's 2 projects that immediately come to mind. I think my latest favorite project is probably the Dragon project. The Dragon project with the Dragon Librarian is a project that I commissioned. Well, actually, I didn't commission it. It's one of the ones I didn't commission, but Waterway Wordsmith is a person that writes scripts for VTubers or, audio artists, and he helps them with reaching a really high quality script that they can use for the videos. So he helps us by writing the scripts, and we get them out there for him. Give him exposure. It's one of those classics. I don't do it for money, I do it for exposure. Except we're all small timers here, so we do help each other. There are more parts to that series, and I will continue it. I think the reason it's my favorite project is I think the character is just really well written. Of course, Waterway. I love the way that the character is written, and I want to pat myself on the back because of the model. Because the model I created for that, I really enjoy myself. This is my standard look. Oh, but the model for the dragon is actually something I use a bit more when I'm just filling in VRChat these days. You like the colors of the skin and horns. Old Man Ace also asks, what do you think of adding more auditory landscapes to augment your scripts? Well, I do some editing to my videos. In some of the videos I have added meditational music in the background. Some of them have added special effects, like sound effects. The problem is, as soon as you get into that domain of music effects, well, first of all, it doubles or triples the editing time. And that's one thing. I don't mind that. I think it's great. I think it's fun to edit as well as record. The second more serious part is copyright. As I mentioned in the beginning of the stream, the music that you're listening to now is from a source that I paid for. So I pay whatever, $20 a month, I think. And that allows me basically full access to this library of Creative Commons copyright-free music that is safe for both YouTube and, you know, Twitch and everything. I know that Monster Cat does the same, but well, they are really popular. I think Monster Cat's music might be a bit doesn't really fit this place, does it? On that note, I do love electronic music, so I like it, but it just doesn't really fit here. So the music I use is, well, it's different, more chill. So to answer that question shortly, it is a big expense to have a lot of audio in your videos. And while it might not matter right now, because we are so small, once it becomes bigger, then, you know, YouTube copyright claims and all that stuff. Yakira says, do you just sit down and make the stories or go on with them live, record and put it out as an improv? Really good, so I just wanted to know. So, as I mentioned before, some of my scripts are something I got help with from Waterway Wordsmith. You can check him on Twitter, it's the same name there. He's an, well, I guess professional at this point, right? Like scriptwriter. He does really good scripts. So some of my scripts were from that. Some of my scripts have been improv. So I've had a few where I have an idea and I just kind of go in and I just talk. Not a professional. I mean, you are very professional, right? You live, I don't know if you live from it, right? But you get paid for doing what you like. So that's a professional in my book. And you're really good at it, so. The third kind of video is also scripted, where I write the scripts myself. That could be, for example, meditation. One of the meditation scripts I write myself. I think I have some scripts about few storylines as well. But usually for the meditations, that's where I spend most of my time. And it depends. Some of the girlfriend videos I also wrote. And, you know, you ask how I record them. And most videos I have, you can't see it now, but just to give you an idea, I have the questions over here. And I can see myself here, so I don't go out of the picture. I have the entire chat down here and over here keyboard. So when I record myself, I go in and set this studio setup where I have my camera and everything. And then I just read. I try to act my roles. For the meditation scripts, it's easier to just be myself, I guess. But mostly it's about getting into acting. Before I record, I like to meet up with people. Just, you know, use my voice, warm it up. I have a few exercises I do as well before recording. So, Buffy asks me why I'm ASMRing with a female model. It's interesting, right? Because when you go into a place like VRChat, most people use it to escape the real world or be something else. They use it for fun also. Now I use it for this. Ever since way back, ever liked, you know, this kind of look. Ever since I was small. And I don't see any reason why I can't live my dreams here. You know, you might as well ask why I have these, like, dragon eyes. No. It's just because I enjoy it. I think if you identify with art form you create, or the characters you are in that art form, you come across much more believable. That's at least my opinion. Let me see here. Fluffy also asks why my butt is so big. And you know what? I promised I was gonna answer that question. He told me I wasn't, so here I am. We are back to the fantasy, and I'm not gonna show it on stream. You've probably seen it everywhere on the beach. I'm just like everyone else. I have a body, I have a butt, legs. I'm not gonna hide that away. Thanks for the question, Fluffy. Ick. You know what, I'm gonna skip that for now. So Ouija asks if I would ever make a tutorial video for people who are new to and are considering making ASMR content of their very own someday. I don't think I would make a tutorial. Like, I would probably make that clear from the beginning. I think a tutorial for creating ASMR content is... I don't know, it's not really... It's like, it's too big of a subject. There's a lot of different elements involved. I think you could read up on video editing or recording. What I would say though, if anyone ever joins me here in my server or writes me a comment here or sends me an email, I will help them get started. I know a few tricks I had to learn the hard way that can get your microphone to sound better, your recording studio really quickly, isolated a little bit, record at certain times, being yourself. I would gladly help any new ASMR artist out. See here, Egg asks that originally brought me to make ASMR videos. And this is actually a question I get asked quite a lot. Well, there's a long answer and a short answer. The short answer is that someone told me I should. Someone said, well, a few people said, you have an ASMR voice. Why don't you make videos? I didn't believe them. I'm gonna say something a little bit controversial here too, right? Most people don't like their own voice. Some people do, but I mean a lot of people who say I hate my voice. So, me it helped to sort of get confirmation from several friends that I should indeed do it, because I wouldn't have done it without them. I have loved ASMR for, I don't know, 4 years or something like that. And I wanted to make content, you know, when you have a community that you really care about. And you want to give back, right? And I just didn't know how to do it. I bought some microphones and equipment through Yeti, the classic starter pack. But I don't use it that much. I found out that it's not really just what equipment, not what you do with it. And right now I'm just recording from my VR headset. It's as simple as that. I don't have any fancy microphones I use or anything, so I just tried it because my friends wanted me to. Let's see here. Alejandro asks, what anime was your favorite little girl from Nassachi? Favorite little girl? I don't know. I can tell you about one of my favorite anime characters instead. First of all, I actually don't watch that much anime. I do like reading manga, but even then my collection is a bit limited. I have two favorite manga stories. Well, actually, let me put my top three. My first one is Berserk. Berserk is a story about coming of age in a very brutal land. A land that doesn't love you at all. And fighting against all odds to, conquer your fears and all that. It's pretty classic. There's a lot of themes of accepting yourself and your sexuality as well. And it has a lot of themes of adulthood. It's not something I would recommend if you have a faint heart. It's very brutal, but it's very good as a manga. The anime is terrible, at least in my opinion. The second one I would recommend is Death Note. Death Note is about Light Yagami. He's the son of a police detective. He finds this Death Note, and basically, long story short, when you write someone's name in it, they die. And then it's a long story about finding out how he uses his power and how a detective has to stop him. It's like a detective murder mystery, multiple murder mystery. I haven't seen 2016 Berserk actually. I've seen the old one. Well, I've seen one episode. Last one I would recommend. I mean, I really liked Full Metal Alchemist. It's very classic. It's like one of the famous ones, right? So instead of recommending that, I'll recommend a manga artist. There is a manga artist called Junji Ito. You might be familiar with his work called The Enigma of Amikara Fault. Amikara? It's probably a different name. It's something like that. And that's basically a horror artist, and he does a lot of like Lovecraftian horror and body horror. He's very good at his work. One of the really interesting things he does is that. No, Fuva, I answered two of your questions, Fuva. You can check them in the replay. So one of the things he does is he uses the shape and the form of the medium, right? So manga is a book. And in books, you flip pages. So how do you use jump scares in modern media? Well, actually, you build tension and then you splash something in people's face. And I hate that. It's not good. I don't like it. Junji Ito does it as well with manga. How do you do it, you ask? He uses full page imagery. It's a jump scare. So imagine you're reading. It's right in the beginning, Fufa. It's like, I don't know, 20 minutes in. I'll put some, when I release the video, I'll put chapters for each question. Anyways, when you're reading a Junji Ito manga, you basically read, yeah, he uses phobias a lot. And then what he'll do for the jump scare is as soon as you flip the page, in the left page, he will use a full page image. Usually you would have like 6 or 7 windows, but he uses a full page image. And it's always something, that unleashes the grotesqueness in your head that you already built up. You sort of predict that something is gonna happen, and he unleashes it to his full potential. It's really good. And besides that, he's just a good writer and a great artist. Alright, let me see. Belround asks, how long do you plan on using VRChat for ASMR and role-playing content? VRChat is... So here's the thing about VRChat. VRChat doesn't require a lot to get started, right? It's easy to get going. You can use public avatars. But the place I am now, where, I create my own things, I understand Unity, I can do things quickly. It's taken a long time to get here. And people are much quicker than I am. I learn faster. But for me, I'm kind of locked in VRChat, if that makes sense. Yeah, it would take a long time to use another piece of software for this. I think the switch will be the day we get a piece of software with new features. You know, that's already existing VRChat alternatives like Neo's VR or VR or something. I forgot the name. And I think these systems have a lot of features that VRChat could use. Like more trackers for better body control and stuff like that. But you know, when you are on a social platform, not just the platform that makes the experience, it's also the people on the platform. And yeah, I love people here. I've met so many nice people. For you out there watching the videos, I guess you don't care if it's VRChat or something else. But for me, it's special here because you know, I can set up my streams or videos as I want. I have a lot of control. If you look at the background, it's actually not blurred. This blur on the camera is something I installed via a special camera mod. So I can control a lot more things that way. And I will lose those features by going to something else. So for now, I'm gonna stay indefinitely. I'm gonna stay as long as I get support from all of you. As long as you comment. That's the most important. I mean, liking, subscribing, that's the classic meme, right? But for me, it's the comments that make me go. Really love reading your comments. They make me so happy. Right, I'll make a video with a black screen next time. So let's see here. Scrub load. Any thoughts of doing more styles of ASMR besides soft speaking and phantom touch? Like scratching or similar sounds along the roleplay and story aspects. Oh, that question allows me to talk a little bit about my personal life. The short answer is yes. The long answer is so. I live in Scotland, and up until recently I lived with a girl. She moved out about a month ago, and ever since then I've been doing renovations because I take over the full apartment now. One of the plans is the room where I usually do VR. I'm gonna sound isolate it, and then I'm gonna put up like my equipment there. Because the matter of the fact is I have a an ASMR microphone. I have an H4n Pro, which is like those super sensitive ones where you see the microphones, they sit like this. And then you can like scratch them and stuff. The problem is my room is too barren. Not enough isolation, so it doesn't sound so good yet. And those microphones are studio professional microphones and need a bit of a setup to use them properly. As soon as I get that done, yes, I do want to make more classic ASMR videos. I would really love to, in fact. Ringo-chan asked where you can send fan art. Well, you can do it in two ways. One is Discord. You can just add me on Discord. I think I put my info in the description. Otherwise, you can send me an email in my profile on YouTube. If you click, I think it's called Business Inquiry or something. It's kind of official and silly, but you can send an email. It's basically nekonassachi@gmail.com. You can send it there and I'll give you a shout out. I love fan art like that. It's really sweet. It really shows, you know, that people put a lot of time and thought into telling me how they feel about what I do. It's very appreciated. Oh, you, Alice. Alice is one of the people I played D&D with briefly. She was asking for Domination ASMR. And I think You know, long story short, I don't do sexual ASMR. I keep it very wholesome because I think VTubers in general have a tendency of using lewd as a shortcut. You know, I have a lot of respect for, you know, the Centrea. She's a YouTuber, and the dragon that uses text to speech. Great. And I love her videos. But sometimes it's also just too much, you know, dicks and penises and stuff like that. And I think it's just a different vibe than I want. I don't want to fall into, you know, fart humor or something like that. I like the tension of, you know, suggestiveness. I like being suggestive. You know, in the villain video, it was very Dummy Mummy inspired, and I think that's great. But I'm never gonna do anything like super on the nose. Yeah, they are. Rise Star too. I don't want to compare to them. It was just an example because I super respect them. They are really skilled VTubers and they are amazing. Me personally, I listen to ASMR. Several reasons. Here's a confession. I don't listen to ASMR really to fall asleep myself because I have no problems falling asleep. Once I go to my bed, it's like I'm just dead. So, but I use it for work. I also use it when I chill. Every evening after, if I've been on VRChat or chatting in the voice chat or something, I like to just chill out and, you know, wind it down with ASMR. I can ask a question about it as well. I think that comes later. My favorite type of ASMR? I like roleplays a lot. However, my favorite type is actually not roleplays. My favorite type of ASMR that I listen to myself is what you would call materialistic ASMR. So, you know, someone holding a piece of coke and just scraping it. Or like wood on wood. It's kind of like dry ASMR with items. That makes me completely melt. I just lie in my chair and sometimes fall on my desk. Really love that. I also listen to roleplays and Phantom Touch. Whispaw, who might be in the chat still, her ASMR is absolutely amazing too. Oh, and we also have Evening that also does this kind of roleplay ASMR and Phantom Touch. It's great. I love a lot of it. And this is from Otskiki. Also goes by Russia in my server. If a tree falls down in a forest, but no one can hear it, did the tree in fact ever fall down? You know what? Some questions are beyond me, but I can give my opinion. There is a logistical way of looking at it, and there's another philosophical way of looking at it, where you have a more... I forgot the name. It's basically about what all happens in your head. So, if the tree fell or not, it depends on the philosophical angle. So I'm afraid that question cannot be answered unless I know that. From a logician's point of view, yes, the tree did in fact fall down. Okay, let's see here. I was wondering if you could voice any anime character in English. What characters do you think your voice would represent the best? Oh my god, it's really difficult. I think... what would be the biggest honor for me is... would probably be someone like... I forgot her name. Now. As I said, I'm not super good with anime, but there is a cat girl in Final Fantasy 14, the game. And she is like really cool. She saves the day all the time. And what's her name? Rose is still here, she can answer. She knows who I'm talking about. New voice Deku from Pokémon Hero. Oh, that's actually one of the animes I do want to watch. Yes, Evening, Ishtola. She is my favorite character of the entire game, and I mean, my voice doesn't fit her that well, but like her sort of way of being and her appearance and everything about her is just, it is something I adore so much, and something I try to put into my own characters too. I play MMOs. I play Final Fantasy XIV. That's the only one really. I did play World of Warcraft, but that's some years ago. Now I stick to Final Fantasy. I'm not playing right now. I'm waiting for the expansion to release. Sushi is asking, where do you see or hope to see your channel in the future? We talked a little bit about it earlier. I think I want the channel to grow because when I talk to you people out there, when I talk to you and you, and especially you, then I become really happy. I think when you have heresy, when you do a project like I'm doing now, a lot of people say, don't do it too much, you're gonna burn out. Don't try to do this or that. And they're probably right. I haven't made a single, not even one video, where I didn't feel like it was burning in my heart to make that video. I had a little bit of a break earlier in the year. I didn't have time. But every single video I make, I love to make. If I could make more videos, if I could put more love into them and time, I would definitely do that. So I hope the channel grows, so there's a bigger need. I think when I upload a video, of course you check the numbers, you see the comments and stuff like that, and for me the most important is the comments, as I said earlier. You can see right away, within an hour, that people are looking forward to watching the video, and you know, it helped them sleep, and have comments that say, I'm gonna watch this when I go to bed and I can't wait. And that kind of feeling is, I'm helping someone. It's the best feeling in the world. You know, when you're a kid, it's best to get a present, and then when you grow up, it's better to give a present. It feels better, at least in my mind. And doing this for everyone here is, it fills me with happiness and love. But Evening in ASMR, who just released a very exciting ASMR video, asks if I have an ASMR streaming schedule. Alright, see you soon, Alejandro. We'll be here when you come back. Yeah. I think a streaming schedule would be... It would be one of the things I could do if I had more time. I prefer doing videos for now because they are reconsumable material. I don't have much time. I think streaming generally takes more time. I know you can grow faster with streaming and where everyone is nowadays, but as I mentioned, I'm not here to grow and grow and grow. I want to make videos that people love. And of course I want to grow the channel so more people can watch the videos, but I would like to stream. I've done a few streams of games. I even have a real Vtuber version of my avatar where we can play games together. But for now it'll not really happen because a time-based issue. This is a special stream because it's a special day. So Radukura asks if I like pineapple pizza. Yes or no? You know, when I talked about inappropriate questions and something that might, get us banned from YouTube, something like that, this is one of them. I think answering that question so early in, my career will separate, the entire Earth so much that I probably will lose, 50% of the channel is just gonna leave right now. I think I'm gonna answer it like a politician. I respect pineapple pizza, and I respect the people that love pineapple pizza. I think there's room for everyone. If I were to order a pizza and there were pizzas without pineapple, I would probably get one of those first. But in a pinch, I wouldn't say no. Is that good enough? King Cat asks if the letter M in ASMR stands for Meow. I'll have to point out here that the King Cat is literally a cat. I don't think he can do anything but meow. I think when he plays games he only meows too. Just to make him happy. Yes. The letter M does indeed stand for meow. Let's see here. Can we do some magic? Again, so if I do this, to give you a proper answer, it works. Oh god, this is why. Oh yeah, okay, sorry about that. You would say, but Nassachi, why don't you know what ASMR stands for? You're making it. The problem is, the word is too big for my little brain. So, ASMR stands for... Oh my god, it's in the chat. Autonomic sensory meow response. And we can exchange meow if cat isn't looking with meridian. It's like almost a Star Wars thing. Autonomous sensory meridian response. A comfortable sense in like the body, in the surface of the body, I guess, or like the surface of the brain. Meridian. Isn't that what they call it in Star Wars? Well, it's very close. Chloridians. Something like that. I know it was a very hated term when it came out. I think they invented it like episode 1 or something. I don't remember fully. Let's go back here to the chat. Midichlorians. Yes, you're right. ASMR stands for Autonomic Sensory Midichlorian Response. ASMR was basically invented by George Lucas. So... Oh, I forgot to answer the other question. Where does my name come from? That's a question from Eco. Where does Nassachi come from? And I wish I had a long, depth response for you. Welcome back, Alejandro. But, so in 2000 and, I want to say 13 or 12 or something, I was playing World of Warcraft. And I was making, just to be very original, and a female undead rogue. And her name was Nassachi. It was something I made up on the spot. I was trying to make up a name, it's like, just make something cool. What does teenage Nassachi think is cool? Nassachi is pretty cool. Go with that. That is the origin story, and it's been following me for 12 years now, or 15 years or more. Isn't it crazy that without the internet no one would be here? I mean, darling, that is very true. I think the internet as an invention in itself is You know, a lot of people, they make fun of mm, what would you call it? Like future story writing. So if you have an author from the 80s or 60s and they write a story about the future, everyone is like, oh my god, we need flying cars. Flying cars are the future, or hoverboards from Return or Back to the Future, or anything, you know? And then they come here, and of course you can make a meme, talk about anime girls with big, you know, proportions, and that's like what the future has been turned into. But I think one thing about all else, one thing that changed the way we live, it's not about us or anime or anything. Yeah, like sci-fi. If you watch The Jetsons, like that's an old Hanna-Barbera cartoon, that's always one of the funniest things to watch these days because, you know, they have these little flying cars, and when they wake up, a machine does their hair for them and puts like makeup, and it's just silly. It's just absolutely silly. But even serious sci-fi authors, they all want flying cars. No, what I'm trying to say is the most important, or at least the biggest invention that no one could really predict. Some cyberpunk authors have predicted it, and through neuromancy and stuff, is, well, it's the internet. It's not the internet as just a way to communicate between, you know, a troop, a battalion in World War II here and there. It's communication across the world. The internet is made so we don't need flying cars because we're all connected. The entire globe is one. And of course I know there are still areas of the globe that don't have access to the internet. I'm sure we'll get there. I think it was almost classified as like a life necessity where I live. Our government is using the internet. For government stuff, you know, if I have to sign a paper, I have to log on to my online ID on the net. The times I've had to help my grandparents pay for like a service or something because it was all online, it's crazy. The internet has really, really changed the world, and it is the biggest invention. It's the biggest world changer we have. It enables so many things. This is a very personal opinion, of course, but that's what I think. Hydra 7 asks, what are your pronouns? Depends on the day. I'm obviously very feminine here. This is what I prefer. This is my preferred lifestyle and my preferred pronouns, but in reality, I'm at a stage of my life now that I've met so many people, and I don't care that much anymore. I think whatever pronoun people use for me, it's fine. I think people don't mean disrespect if they use the wrong or the right one, or the one that pleases me the most. Which means whatever they want is fine, because they are respectful. I don't know if that is a too vague answer. Everything basically makes me happy regarding pronouns. The next question is, can you sneeze and keep your eyes open while sneezing? You know what? I'm so glad that you asked a Vtuber to do that, Ego, because look at this. Pretty good, huh? Let me see here. So, which animals do I like? Oh, that can give you a little bit of a backstory too. The short answer is, I like all animals. There are some I don't want to have in my bed. You know what I mean? But I like all animals. I like spiders. I like most animals. There are a few animals I don't enjoy. Centipedes. I don't like centipedes. They can just stay in the rainforest. That's fine. I would never kill a centipede. I would open the window and out, but I don't like them. I think that's about it, maybe. That's about it. Thank you. Oh my god, Ego, you were greeted. I definitely remember. We can check the replay. In my earlier life, before I decided to do video games, I actually studied some biology and chemistry. My dream at that point was to become a veterinarian. I would open either my own clinic or actually go into exotic animals. Really wanted to dedicate my life to helping animals because I felt that, you know, I had the brain for it because I liked those studies, and I feel like there's a big need for helping animals too. Of course, we should help people, we should help each other, but that was my thoughts on it at that point. I didn't enjoy math so much, so I got to some mathy subjects where I kind of just didn't feel comfortable. I stopped studying veterinarian or like zoology. Now I am a veterinarian for humans instead. Alright, so I like most animals. I think another sub question could be like cats or dogs. And I think that question is about, you know, we go back to the pineapple pizza. It's one of those questions where I prefer not to answer. I really love dogs and I really love cats. If I were to have either myself, it would be a cat. Because I've had cats my entire life, but I love dogs as well. They're so cute and fluffy and I just want to hug them. Wine or beer? Oh my dear. I think it depends. My immediate response is wine. I love really good wine, red wine especially. I like to drink wine with my friends and chill and just relax, like over games or something like that. That's a really nice feeling. But beer, I usually associate it with drinking a lot of beer, and I'm not too fond of that. I have just down where I live, just down there, there is a beer bar, and I do like going there because they have like different taps with different beer. And I think, I think that's interesting. You can get some different flavors and they serve them in fun glasses and stuff. I like that. But usually I would say wine. I like Zinfandel, Spanish wines, a lot of Italian wines. Ego asks, if I had the chance to be reborn, what would I be? Like human or animal? Male, female? And if an animal, what animal? I think it's easy to say I just want to be reborn as a cat so I can lie on the couch and chill. But I don't think that's true. I think it would be boring in the long run, right? You could just lie there and do nothing. Besides, being born as a cat in some countries is a terrible fate. I like to be what I am. I like to be exactly what I am. I don't think to be reborn anymore. You know, when I was younger, I had these thoughts about gender and everything, but fine now. Serious question. Nessa of the Pokémon Trainers. I don't. Again, we're back to the anime. I have watched some Pokemon and I played the games. I can tell you, like, my favorite trainer, it's not either of those. I got her name though. She has like a really dramatic piano intro. And she has like a black and golden dress. Maybe you remember her name? She's famous from like, I think Black and White and on. She has her own theme. I'll post it. Cynthia. Yes. Oh my god. Cynthia is beyond a doubt my favorite. No seconds. Yes, exactly. Let's see. Next question. Someone is asking, that's actually Ego, if I'm religious. And I know that can be a sensitive topic, but the short answer is no, I'm not. I don't really have any beliefs. I was raised like that, and it's probably how I'll die. It's not really a topic I wanna discuss that much, because I know it's a controversial topic, but for myself, not. With all due respect, Valraun asks, would I ever show my face? I mean, darling, face is right here. In all due seriousness, maybe. I think part of the charm of VTubing is what you see in front of you here. I think all of the mystery and suspense, it's something about, you know, the unknown that is really phenomenal with VTubers. Because we really need to know, right? What is a VTuber? Is it the identity that is in front of you here? Or is it the person behind? I think it depends on the context. I don't always understand why so many people, they want to, you know, uncover VTuber's true face. I know a lot of the people in Hololive had like an uncover video. And I think that's a shame. It's, if they want to show their face, they should. I think people borrowing into their private lives and kind of breaking up their identity in that way is kind of shameful. I think it's really rude. So, to answer your question, I don't think so. Not in this context, no. Alright, so another question from Eco. If I would post nudes on my OnlyFans. I think I already answered this question with another answer earlier. And the short answer is no. I prefer to keep a wholesome stream. Penguin Pope asks about my favorite subject in school. You're talking about like high school and stuff, like the more classic subject? Ringo Chan, if you add me in Discord, I can send you some reference images. You know, like a turnaround. I have some I took of myself for just that occasion earlier. Anyways, my favorite subject in school. It's actually a difficult question. I liked biology a lot. But I also liked physics and chemistry. I liked English and history too. A bit of a nerd. I think if I had to choose one topic that I should study, it would probably be biology. Yeah, physics is great. I think understanding these topics helps understanding the world. And topics I wasn't particularly fond of would be... Actually, I didn't enjoy ancient sciences that much. I think it's a really interesting topic, like, you know, ancient Greek and studying pottery and stuff, but maybe it was just a bad teacher. Never really sparked that imagination despite me loving, really loving like mythology and, you know, ancient Norse mythology and so forth. An astrophysicist or astroengineer. You know what? I think a lot of people have that thought. They're just like, I just want to leave this world. Send me into space. Alright, pirate, tyrant, tidal wave of the seven seas asks me if I were to associate myself with an element, what would it be? Now, we can take a definition of the element of life as seen by the ancient texts, which would be earth, water, fire, and air. Or you could take a more modern approach and say elements of a game world, elements of a fiction. I think my element, we go by the 4 original. That's difficult to say. I think it would be air. I think air is the substance around us that we need to live. It's fluffy and lightweight, I guess. It can be warm, it can be cold, but it embraces you when you need it. It cools you down when you need it. I associate myself with air, and not because I'm full of hot air. So keep that comment to yourself. Kara asks, maybe a silly question, but your character model has dragon-like horns, cute fluffy ears, and an anime human face. How did that come about? So, well, you can't change avatar right now because that's gonna screw up the camera a little bit, but I'll show you a different avatar soon. After this question, we can go to another world. I have basically Nassachi is a purple-haired cat, and I cosplay as different characters. I cosplay as a lovely dragon librarian, like so. Cosplay as an evil, well, of course not evil, villain. I'm sometimes a witch. Sometimes I'm your girlfriend. That will depend on the situation. I like to cosplay as different characters. Oh, the horns, well, the horns, they are from my mother's side. If you watch the video I put out, then you hear that I'm talking a bit about my dragon ancestry. Long story. You should watch the dragon librarian videos to find out where the horns come from. Okay. Eco asks if I can buy a gigantic house. But everyone on this server live there for free. Absolutely, darling. As soon as I find the treasure, you know, I think it's somewhere here. Actually, if some of you can come here and help me find the treasure, we can live in this big house together. The only problem is getting off the island once we have the treasure, but it'll be fine, right? Dasho asks, what is the essence of life as a Street Neko such as yourself? I think this has been covered by questions. I live to, you know, have a good life where I don't live on the street, and at the same time I want to be safe enough to have the mental energy to help others by making videos like this or streams. I think that's kind of where I got to. I was more selfish when I was younger. I had the same dreams, like many people do, of glory and riches, and I'm not even talking as a pirate, I'm just talking as Nassachi. Not anymore. Now I feel a great sense of comfort in seeing other people smile. Oh god, that sounds so corny, but I hope you know what I mean. Eco asks if it's true that I'm a cat in real life. Maybe. Maybe I'm a cat. I won't answer that. That's gonna be a secret. Okay, so Vitello, who I saw in the chat earlier, he asks, Nassachi, what are your favorite games? Now, that is a talk you can have forever and ever and ever. I love so many games. I studied game design for many years and I played since I was little. I don't play just one particular kind of games. Like MOBA games like League of Legends or card games or something. I like almost all games. And I even like some games that are bad games because they have some interesting designs in them, or they do things differently that it's interesting to study. Genres that I like include old school adventure games like Monkey Island, very relevant. I also like Persona games. Persona 3, 4, and 5 are some of my favorites. Dark Souls is really great as well. I think when it comes to Dark Souls, it's not, the gameplay is great, but I think one of the things I really like about Dark Souls is the kind of narrative system where they tell you the story of the world, like world building, world storytelling, of that. Other games I love, I like visual novels. They can be games or not. My favorite visual novel of all time is 999, which means I think it's like 9 doors, 9 hours, 9 people, or like the other way around, something like that. It's a visual novel about escaping from a boat, but it's not really about that at all. It's about something much different, but you'll find out if you play it. Yes, Valhalla is amazing as well. Valhalla is a game about being a bartender in the cyberpunk future, where depending on what drink you serve to the customer, they will react differently, and you have to remember what their favorite drinks are and stuff, and at some point someone comes in and wants a different drink because she's in distress, and depending on the drink you serve, you get a different ending for her and stuff. It's really good. Yeah, it's difficult. I have so many games I love. Persona, again, it's... Wait, I love Persona. Mela just wants a fulfilling job and a comfy income. You know what? That's such a mood. That's what I want to. Valiant Hearts? I've seen the name, but I forgot. Oh god, speaking of like anime games, there's a war game I love. It's called Legend of Valkyria? No, Tales. Wait, it's called Valkyria Chronicles. There's a remake for the PS4, and it's just beautiful. It's a wonderful story. I like those tactical games as well. Fire Emblem. Fire Emblem is perfect. I also love Pokemon. I can keep talking about games I like. Maybe it's easier to say games I don't like. I have one particular, but I would still play it with my friend Task, but I would never play like sports games alone. FIFA, NBA, wrestling games and stuff like that. It doesn't really interest me. I would play it if my friends ask, but I'd rather play something else myself. Also, oh, here's a would you rather question. Would you rather win $500,000 but never be able to smile again?
You have to be able
Or smile for the rest of your life, but never. No, but everything is free. And if you stop smiling, you die. I mean, that's a pretty easy question. The logical answer is the first one, because I can't smile all the time. I can't smile when I'm sleeping. I would die in the first day. So, I think if we take it to a more philosophical level and talk about it from that perspective, it's more interesting. Would you rather have to smile all the time? Or would you rather that you should never smile? EQT, yes. So for me, would you rather smile all the time or never smile again? I mean, of course, that's an impossible question, but I think I would rather choose not to smile again. Smiling is a very important feature of us humans. We smile to each other and to show affection, show happiness. Smiling is... a world without smiling would be terrible. Yeah, I can still grin. Take that, Fluffy. No, but I think if you always smiled, right? You only had one emotion, and as we all know, too much of something good turns it bad. So having a variety of emotion in your life to switch between is more important than fake smiling. People say you should be happy all the time, right? And if you meet someone who's depressed or has a bad day, you just say, just smile, it'll go away. That's not how it works. The human body needs a lot of emotions. We need to smile. We need to cry. Be sad. I'm a very firm believer of yin and yang. You have good and bad, and good in or bad and good. You can't have one without the other. So if you smile all the time, it would just destroy you as a human and make you feel fake towards yourself and others. You can't plausibly always be happy, Catalyst says. Having to smile all the time just feels like not being genuine. That's exactly what I agree with, yes. When let's say I have a friend. In a good friend, I want to be able to smile. And I want it to have meaning. When I smile, they know that I'm happy or at least okay. I also want to be able to cry. And I want it to be authentic. I want to be able to tell them, you know what, today is a really bad day. And if you take another feeling than smiling, I have had a friend or an acquaintance that was only sad. And if you only have one emotion, either sadness or happiness, then you lose a bit of authenticity. I'm not saying you can't just be sad. I mean, I've met people that have a really, they feel bad, and you have to respect that. It can be difficult if you don't have more than one emotion, which is why they have problems socially sometimes, right? And we have to help them with that. It can be really difficult, but we have to try. Depressive episode and intoxicating happiness episode, yeah. There's no such thing in the world that is so absolutely bad that it isn't good for something. The worst hours and the worst times, they want something good in the end. Recent example, and I don't want to talk a lot about this because it's a topic, but let's talk about COVID. It's been horrible for a lot of people, but it has also taught a lot of people a lot of things. I'm just gonna leave it at that, because I don't want to dive into the topic, but nothing is so bad that it isn't good for something. And speaking of something, I need to get some water. You should do the same. Remember to hydrate. After that, we'll change world. Let me just get to the gaming channel question, because I think right now the answer would be no, because I don't have the time. I would do many more of these streams also if I had more time, but I chose to do videos instead because of the time to make them according to like relevance for, what do you say, for me to make something and everybody being able to watch it is very big on videos, and I really like that. Mela slaps suspicious salmon across face. No. Okay, so what question? Would love to make a gaming channel. I really would. I love to play games, and I'd love to play some chill games with you guys. It would be really nice. Okay, Eco asks if I can speedrun some games. And I don't think I can speed. I don't have the patience to play games that much. I am very impressed with speedrunners. I do watch a few. One of my favorite events is actually Awesome Games Done Quick. It's a fabulous event with people meeting up, beating games really quickly, make money for like cancer research and stuff like that. It's a really great event. I can highly recommend it. Myself, no. I can 1v1 you in a speedrun. I think Nagamura. You know, Arasaka is the best cope. You know it. We all know it. Just misunderstood. I can speedrun cooking a meal. I'm really good at cooking, but it wouldn't make the meal better by speedrunning it. So I don't think I would speedrun that either. No, I don't do speedruns, but I love them. What got you into ASMR? I answered that. But Rissy's follow-up question is, what was your first ASMR video that you watched? And I actually prepared it. I think, you might be surprised. Just gonna minimize the chat real quick, I think. And we're gonna open this. Okay. Let's see if this works. I tried to make it work earlier today. We put that there. And in the camera, we need to go in and say, so now we can do like the weather report. So you can see the YouTube video here. I will take you to a little trip down memory lane and show you the very first ASMR video I watched. I'm gonna turn off the music. Now all we have is quiet. Just you, me darlings, and this TV show. So, what is ASMR? How did I explain ASMR to other people? I think nowadays I explain it by showing them tapping sounds and stuff like that. But what got me into ASMR really is this video. You know this guy? He's called Maiden Frowns ASMR. And oh, I can see I'm not even subscribed. You know what? Let me fix that. My big bot is hiding the subscribe button. There we go. One more to the collection. Made in France ASMR is one of my favorite ASMR artists. And he made this video called The Tingle Dealer. It's basically about him. Okay, it's basically about him being a drug dealer. And he like sorts money, and he cocks his gun, and he does different things. And I don't judge. Maybe I should stand over here. That way I can okay. There's the video. Now I hope the audio works. He's done a lot of really great videos. This is an old one. If you watch some of his new stuff, it is absolutely amazing. His audio setup is so good. Okay, I'm gonna play it now, and you will tell me if the audio is, good level. We won't watch that much, like 3 minutes. I'll go through to some other parts I really liked.
Non, je déconne.
He has a part where he sits with a gun, and it was so interesting to me.
Pour voir si le client transpire ou pas. Et toi, ça va, t'as l'air serein. Donc je te fais confiance.
I think it's about here.
Bon, ouais. Allez, écarte-toi, s'il te plaît.
Inspired me.
Merci, Joe.
Like, of ASMR.
Donc voilà l'autre trigger. Il est là. Juste ici. Là, c'est la sécurité. Tu peux entendre les balles qui se promènent dans le barillet. De faire une vidéo.
These weird props, right? Gun triggers are the best. The gun sounds are really nice. He has a different one. That's the one I wanted to find. This one.
Trigger. C'est la partie qui te permet de tirer. Voilà. Donc je vais pas tirer parce que sinon t'auras payé un peu trop cher.
I think he ends the part with like counting money or something.
Donc
Here. So like paper ASMR.
ok.
We can stop it here. I just thought this is the first ASMR video I ever watched, and for some reason it just really stuck with me. Really intrigued by the ear-to-ear audio. Let me put on the music here. On music. I need to find myself. We are right here. We will. Music. That's actually it. I thought I wanted to show that video because I thought it was really interesting. That you have ASMR, which is basically about a gun dealer. And it just also goes to show that ASMR can be anything. It has to be something that makes you feel great, right? I don't want to show anything else really. I can talk about a few of my favorite ASMR artists. You probably know this one. I think this is the ASMR artist that I have listened the most to. GB ASMR. He's a really like classic ASMR artist, or like he does props, a bit of whispering and stuff like that. And I really enjoy that. She has a really good setup as well. Another one I really like is this guy. He doesn't do. Let's see if we can find him. Emerald Rift. What I think is really interesting about this guy is that he has. His ASMR is good, like no doubt about it. One of the things he has is just this absurdly good sound quality. Like it's almost like you're in the room. It's crazy good. I can only recommend these few ASMR artists. GB, yes. Let me just back to this. And we go back to. I guess we can click a friend of mine. This one. And her name is Whispaw, which is like whisper but a paw. He does like furry ASMR. He's very small, tiny furry. A little bunny girl. She does like VRChat ASMR. She's adorable. If you haven't checked her out, definitely do so. And she asks, when will the Nassachi Bodypillow be available for us to purchase and cuddle? And you know what? I'll make a body pillow just for you, darling. You know it. The only question is, should it be a villain body pillow, or should it be dragon, waifu? What about a witch? Vampire? Which Nassachi body pillow would you prefer? In all seriousness, yeah. What about getting merch done? But I also think it's a little bit. It's weird. I thought it would be nice to get like posters done or something, because I have some really nice artwork that I paid for. It looks great, and that would be nice as like a little e-card or something. But it's not something I'm gonna do anytime soon, I think. Thanks anyways for the question, Whispaw. Whispaw is an adorable bunny. Let's see. How did I and Whispaw meet? Well, we basically met on YouTube. We saw each other's channels and liked each other, so, you know, we added each other on Discord, and here we are. Maybe Beast Ganon asks, literally, how is it legal to be this cute? The problem is it's not. I'm wanted in 3 countries and 15 states in the United States. I'm wanted on behalf of stealing people's hearts, being too cute, and making people fall asleep on unwanted times. To answer your question, it's definitely not legal. Eco asks if weed should be legal. Oh my, another question that might divide the waters a bit. But I'm here on my integrity, right? So I'll answer honestly. I think weed has a good place in most societies. It's a legal drug. I wouldn't encourage people to use it, but I think it seems quite safe from what I've seen. think another question I would rather answer is about alcohol. I love wine and I love a good beer. I also love a cocktail. But I think, if alcohol would be invented today, it probably wouldn't be legal. Very destructive. However, alcohol has existed since, I don't know how far back, like way back. Like the Vikings, they would make alcohol out of anything they could find. Their ancient civilizations have made alcohol out of... That's one of the things we've been really good at as humans, making alcohol. Oh, I think I have a small problem with VRChat. We're back. VRChat could be silly sometimes. But yes, I enjoy a glass of alcohol responsibly, but I think it's actually quite an interesting drug. I think it wouldn't be legal if it was invented today, I think. If you see the effects it can have. Do you think coffee would be illegal if invented today? That's more difficult. I don't think it would be illegal. I think the side effects of coffee are bad sleep. It makes problems for your digestion. It makes people sleep less, I guess. I don't know. I don't think coffee would be illegal. It kind of... I think as long as it doesn't mess negatively with your mind. But you could argue that people are addicted to coffee. I hear a lot of people... I love coffee myself. But I hear a lot of people use it as an excuse to sleep less. And those kind of arguments are really unhealthy. You can use coffee as a supplement for like your energy levels. It will never, ever replace good night's sleep. And whether you sleep 6 or 7 or whatever your body needs, that's a little bit dependent, but you can't. You shouldn't get less than what you need and then just supplement with coffee. Or these days, energy drinks, a lot of people drink. I do it a bit myself. I'm not holier than thou at any way. Oh, Alejandro. I think that's a great lie. Someone lies to me about not being here and then being here anyways. That simply warms my darling little heart. Now, Egg here wants me to reveal the secrets of the whales. Or is it whale sharks? It was whale sharks, right? To know how many whale sharks there were in the Southern Hemisphere. I don't know exactly how many whale sharks are in the Southern Hemisphere. All I know is that at least one every day. If you wait at the right moment, you will see it. I mean, you can usually catch them in December to March from about 4 p.m. to 9 a.m. I would give you that advice. And just so everyone is in on the joke, it's from Animal Crossing. So, I don't know if I can answer this, but if you can tell, that would be great. If you have ever been to a view that was just so beautiful and awe-inspiring that it makes you cry, is it like that? I think that's a difficult question. I don't think I've ever been... No, I've been breathtaken by views. Both views like this in an aquarium or view about, I don't know, beautiful mountainside or something like that. My face, and I don't know, it's difficult to answer. Really love, I love grand views. I think one of the most powerful views I've seen was actually waterfalls. I think, you know, the way water flows from inland and into the ocean via rivers and water ducts or whatever. I don't know all the official names. When something culminates in a waterfall, I think that's incredibly beautiful, not just to watch and listen to, but the power of nature that you observe is incredible. Just because I'm an I swear I'm really emotional too. I get breathtaking, but yeah, there are so many beautiful places. I lived years in Spain, and when I woke up and saw the mountains, it's beautiful, like the mountain ranges in the distance. I think that's what really took my breath away. What other languages I speak? Well, I speak English, a little bit of German, Danish, and Swedish and Norwegian I understand. I think, yeah, that's about it. I don't speak the other languages that much, right? I just understand them. English and Danish are my other languages. Thank you, Wordsmith. Likewise. Give me a big hug, all of you. You really do make me happy.